Hey everyone, I'm here today with another episode of Guess Who I Lifted. And the scrapbooker that I'm going to be lifting today is a Canadian scrapbooker. And I actually did not even realize this until I started to do my research for this video and discovered that she actually lives in the province right next to me in Canada here. So that's really exciting to me. And she is a mother of three. She homeschools her children, and she actually has a teaching degree. She has done a ton of different artistic work in her career. She has done some illustrating and designing for Studio Calico. She has done designs for October Afternoon and Ellie Studio. She has been a teacher for classes in planners, in photography and graphic design, and she actually has her own online product shop. She was a garden girl at 2Ps, if I haven't said that already. And so I just really love her style, and I am actually lifting very closely lifting a layout that I found of hers. I think it might have been on a blog that I found this one, and I just really liked the way that it looks, and it was perfect for a couple of photographs that I wanted to scrapbook from this summer. So what I'm doing on the layout right now is I've just taken a piece of white cardstock, and that's going to be my base for the layout. This scrapbooker typically really likes to do sort of the, really nice and clean look. And I love that about her different projects. She she likes to distress the edges of her papers, and that's what I'm doing in this layout throughout consistently. And what I did here was I just took a variety of different pattern papers from my stash. So I've got some Maggie Holmes Bloom here. I have some papers from some of the Felicity Jane kits. And I think maybe there's a piece there from Pink Paisley Atlas, maybe. And this is one of the photographs that I'm going to be scrapping today. It's not 4x6, but it's just a little bit smaller than that. I've added a filter using PicMonkey on my photograph just to give it sort of a faded look. And what I did was I left a border around the photograph, which is pretty typical of the scrapbooker as well. And I mounted it onto some yellow paper, and I'm creating just a few other little layers on the photograph. The base behind them, the layers behind them are just those two pattern papers, which I've already distressed the edges of. And I'm just going to do more of that right now. I've got a little heart paper clip you can see on the right side of the photograph. And that is just a little bit more of added detail and layering. I'm going to add just a little file tab to the top there, which I actually cut from a piece of patterned paper. I think it was an older Maggie Holmes 6x6 pad that I used there. And actually you can also see that I added some washi tape to the very bottom where that teal pattern paper is, and I just added that the washi tape there. It just has some really pretty gold polka dots on it. So I'm just going to add a few other little bits and pieces to that photograph to put some more layers on there, and just putting some little die cuts and a little triangle on the edge of the photograph there. And I'm going to be doing some sewing through those areas later with my sewing machine. Now I'm going to put another photograph to the left of the photo that's already there, and it's actually going to be a pie that we made, a picture of a pie that we made with the cherries. So the main picture is of my husband and my son Jordan and his girlfriend picking the cherries from our cherry tree in the backyard in the city. And that cherry tree was just absolutely loaded in July. And so the Sunday after my niece's wedding, we spent that morning picking the cherries and making cherry pies. And it was actually a lot of fun. And my son is a very good cook. So he made the cherry pie filling and I made the pastry. And the end result was this really delicious, we made two cherry pies, but this is one of them. And I just took a chipboard frame and I put that around the picture of the pie, and just mounting it onto a little bit of pattern paper, and then that will just go alongside the other picture. So this is pretty much the same way that the scrapbooker that I'm lifting today had her original layout set up in the same design, and I really loved it. I thought that it really worked well with these two pictures, and I just really fell in love with this layout. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I thought it just fit what I wanted to do here perfectly. So I'm just going to stick that down, and I'm going to do just a few more little embellishments here. So just adding a little bit more detail to that photograph there by putting that, I actually mounted that sticker onto some cardstock and then cut around it. And I'm going to put that little die cut heart up at the top, and then I'll put another little wood veneer heart over top of that. And you'll see me add a flare. That flare button is actually from Felicity Jane, and I'm going to put a little brad beside it. And then I will show you the sewing that I did on the layout, and then ultimately I put some black ink splatters in a couple of little areas. I do that off camera, but you'll see that in the still shots at the end. I really like how this layout came out, and I just absolutely love this artist's work. She is amazing. So what I would like you to do is in the comments below, make sure that you leave your guess. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because at the end of August, I will be revealing who the winner is for August. And I'll be sharing with you who all of the scrapbookers are that I lifted for the month of August. So that's the sewing. I'm just showing you that I've added the sewing, and then the title, which is cherry picking, and then a little bit of journaling at the bottom about what we did that day. So that's about it, guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your support. Have an amazing day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.